Hello, this is Duechayapol, and welcome to MCC Live Show Over Time, the show and podcast where we talk about MCC as well as everything about my guest as well. My guest in this episode is AJX. He is a fellow MCC content creator who also branches out to many other things as well. And today we'll be talking about the recent MCC event, as well as AJX's participation in other Minecraft events, SMPs, and many more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So, with that out of the way, my guest tonight is the man with the predictions, and of course, he is the quarter of the not Aussie 4 stack. Here's AJX. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Yep.
I'm good.
So, let's just talk about this first. What is not Aussie 4 stack, for those who are wondering?
Okay, so I met Twiggy through a Minecraft tournament.
All right.
And they were like having a test event. So I was like, okay, let's get the best player from that test event, or from the event before. So that's We Choke on Milk, who's also called Ian. And then I was like, oh, we need one more. And I knew of Mighty Brothers 1, and I just find Mighty Brothers 1 so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Just naturally, he is so funny. He might be upset about me saying this. He's just naturally amazing to be around. He just makes me laugh, and so on. So I was like, okay, let's become a group. And then we just started playing together, and it was great chemistry and hanging out together. And I was like, okay, we need a group name. And we went through like stupid things. Like we almost had the same day. We almost all had a haircut. So we were like, oh, let's be the Haircut Boys. And that didn't work.
That's haircut. Yeah.
And then a few other just silly, like the Calcium Crew, because we choke on milk. And then finally, there's also there's another group of 8 people, or it might be 7 in Australia, who joined together. So it's Lockie Ness from MCC, the show.
Yep.
A bunch of them. The Ham Sandwich. There's 8, so I can't go through them all. Who call themselves the Aussie 4 stack because they join together whenever they play a tournament, or whenever they're just playing online and so on.
Oh, yeah.
So we were just like, it would be hilarious if we call ourselves the not Aussie 4 stack and just completely rip off their brand, make it so it's just us 4, which upsets people as well, which is even better, and just play with that. Like I posted a picture where Australia doesn't exist.
Oh yeah,
like,
that picture where it's like Australia doesn't exist. Oh yeah.
Apparently that picture also doesn't have like Israel or the Philippines. So I was like, my god, I'm gonna get cancelled for this.
Oh no.
So basically that was the origins, and we still just do stuff together. We're quite often in streams, and Ian is great.
Oh yeah.
And just lets us be chaotic as hell during his streams, just distracting him basically.
Oh yeah, like
with our,
like
with
casually
our stupid stuff.
Casually queuing up on MCC Island, and then say like, oh yeah, there's freaking Lockiness in the other team, and then you start targeting him.
Yes, definitely. We are just chaotic as hell.
Oh yeah.
Like
so,
I had to go get McDonald's one day, and he was still on stream, so I just called them from my car as I was going to go get McDonald's, and it was just I don't know why he lets us get away with all this stuff, but they're all incredible, and those are my boys. So that's how the Aussie 4 stack was created.
Oh,
Not Aussie 4 stack. The Aussie 4 stack, I don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's just it's actually like an interesting chemistry indeed. You have the group of friends joining around, playing around together. That's really much a solid chemistry indeed. And maybe in events like, you know, Minecraft Mayhem and whatever.
We asked to get in events so often, and people go, "Oh no, you're too OP."
Too OP.
Despite the fact I'm bad and Twiggy's only ever got the same score as me in events. Mighty and We Choke on Milk are just way too good at the tournament. So if you're an event out there, we will play we will literally just play anytime, and we're not OP. I think it's a common misconception.
It's balanced.
Yeah, we're bounced as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So that's the origins of the name that I just mentioned. So let's talk about the thing that is on the screen, MCC. So
my favorite thing.
My favorite thing, of course. So how did you get started actually in MCC, in the good old MCC space, the one with 2 dominant channels, and then we got me, got you, we got everybody. How did you start it?
So back in 2019, I think it's the end of 2019. Oh no, end of 2020. I might be wrong there. Basically, back some time ago, it was MCC 13 had just ended, and it was the same day MCC 13 as the Dream cheating allegations came out.
Oh yeah.
So I posted a video sort of going, it feels really like they're targeting him and so on because it was released on this day and all this sort of stuff, only for it to be true that he cheated. So that broke my heart.
Oh yeah.
And I commonly make jokes about the fact he cheated on the stream. So that video that I made like went huge, and it was the first video I'd ever done that was just sort of a commentary talking about stuff. Because I'd just done like gaming stuff that doesn't even exist on my channel now before that. So I was talking, my friend who like pushed me to do that video was like, okay, what do you do next and so on. And I really wanted to do MCC, but it just gone in its big break. And I have a good mind for YouTube, so I knew it wouldn't like do any numbers if I did videos on that. So I actually made like my first MCC video. So I did Dream SMP content, but I'd made my big MCC video before that. I did the top 10 players. Which was how I started.
Yeah.
So it was done on averages. And I found like that from, I just found all the stats from him, and I was like, okay, let me add this spin on it of me saying how good these players are and what they're good at. And that's sort of where it went from. And that video ended up being, it's now my second best video. I just kicked on from there because I did not like the way the Dream SMP was going.
Oh yeah.
And I think MCC is perfect.
Yeah, because MCC is like, it happens regularly. Meanwhile, Dream SMP, it's like popular at the beginning of, well, towards like the end of 2020. Dream SMP was so popular. We got what, Wilbur's story, Wilbur Manberg arc,
definitely
Manberg and everything, the disc duo, something like that. It is popular in the beginning, or at like towards the end of 2020. But then as time goes by, it gone like through just so various like changes and twists.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on. It was hard to keep track of. And yeah, so MCC it was for me from then on out, and it's just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm very good at creating video ideas, so I just constantly try and keep going with it.
Of course, yeah. So that's how you get started. So what do you like the most about MCC in general?
So it's weird, right? Because I feel like maybe a part of me, if I didn't start this, would have got less interested in MCC.
Yeah.
But then, because I started watching JackSucksAtLife in MCC1.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a huge JackSucksAtLife fan.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And then I like got into Tommy and Wilbur come MCC2, so I watched them. And then I just watched Technoblade because my brothers had got into it, and we all loved Technoblade so much.
Oh yeah.
So I just watched Technoblade, and then obviously he left, or stopped doing MCC.
Oh yeah.
So we watched Phil's for the next one, and he won. So it was sort of like, okay, I'll keep going with this. And one of my brothers has sort of dropped off. The other one watches with me, but doesn't have much care about it.
Yeah.
So it was just, I love how it brings together the community, I think, the most. I really just enjoy it being a fun event over anything.
Yeah.
I'm not into, as much as my channel might look like I care about who's the top 10 and so on, I think the main thing for me is that they're all just great Minecraft players having a good time and trying their best to win.
Yeah, that's like basically also the mindset, because I'm enjoying, because I am doing like do video content creation since like forever, and MCC is
Yeah.
like the thing that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so excited to come back to work and then do the live show, or just like see
Yes.
how the chemistry would be together in like a Minecraft event, in like a scheduled like event.
Yeah.
So it's actually gets the hype up, and see all those
Definitely.
communities mashed together. Like for example, like the recently Orange Ocelots, that was one of the most hilarious teams yet, with like
Yeah.
interesting chemistry, especially that battle box and such. And
Oh, definitely.
it's just so amazing
That
to see those
that's
people.
definitely a thing for me. Just seeing all the chemistry, you get so many good bits, and it's just I feel like it's an event still. I know
Yeah.
it's maybe slightly smaller now than it was back in 2021, but it's still a huge event for me.
It is.
And I look forward to the next MCC more than anything
Yeah. Which
else.
yeah, we're speaking about that. Let's go back a bit in MCC 29. So,
Yes.
how are you feeling about MCC 29 as a whole?
For me, it was one of the best ones I've seen. I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved the direction they're going in, where they went, yeah, we're pretty happy with what we've got. Let's just make stuff better.
Yeah.
That's so good, and I think they're so right. They are really really in a good place, and they should just make stuff better now.
Yeah.
So 29 was just really good. It was so bounced.
Most
It
bangs
was
yet.
so
Yeah.
it was insane. I think Smager's done just incredibly with that over the last few times, and we're just continuing to go better and better. And I think for me, it was sort of like in the off season, I go, oh, maybe I'll not do as much MCC content this year, and then it comes back, and I'm like, yep, I love this thing.
Yeah, because you have that adrenaline and also like that rush of like, oh yeah, this thing that you like is happening again. And
Yes.
damn, it is so hype. MCC 29, even though there's not too many changes except for like backend changes and the UI changes, despite that, the teams are the
Yes.
core of the event, and they make good content despite
Definitely,
that 10th
definitely.
place team, yeah, that thing. But we will talk about that. We will talk about that later. Okay, right. What team do you enjoy the most in the event?
Oh, what teams?
Team or teams, depending on you.
Well, I very much like Cyan and Aqua. That's just
Oh
because I
yeah,
like the
Cyan and
colors.
Aqua. Yeah,
And I always feel like they just have like quite a good group of people in it every time. I'm very much about. I got very into the idea of leadership, so I like H Bomb. Tommy, I think, is a good leader in
yeah.
his own way. Five Up, Jojo recently, Purpled, who leads by just getting so many points.
Oh yeah, getting so many points. To
Oh
get to
my
the
God.
side. Just oh yeah, that
He
domination.
got last event. He got what 48.9% of his points of his team's
yeah.
points. That is crazy. So it's for me. It's about the type of people in each team,
Yeah.
about just getting a good thing. And well, now I watch MCC, so I bounce from team to team instead of just watching one team.
Yeah.
And that's made it loads better for me because I can just see how everyone works and how and like just the best time. And obviously, if one team's better at one game than the other, I can look for that. So I started on purple this event play because they're great at parkour tag,
Oh yeah.
and they were. And then I went to Filza, so it was like perfect.
Yeah.
That event for me, and that's what I look for the most. Just them having a good time and enjoying the event.
Yeah. Because the thing is that, because I have 11 perspectives on me, and it's just like, oh yeah,
Yes.
there are so many top plays and so many things that I could see on the spot, and it's much enjoyable to have multiple perspectives all at once.
Yes, definitely.
And that's also why I
Definitely.
created the live show for the first place, because I want to enjoy the event as like, as a live show type deal. So
Most definitely, yeah.
yeah, it's just it is so nice, seriously, seeing how chemistry are bonded. And I agree, Cyan and Aqua, those two teams really, really had a fun time. Seriously.
Yes, definitely.
So let's discuss about MCC 29 deeply a bit when it comes to some players in the event. So we can start with casually. The third game, Sands of Time.
Oh, okay.
It is like so. The thing that is interesting is that it is a 1.5 multiplier.
Yes.
That's the first thing. Haven't been done since like I think MCC 5 actually. Or maybe earlier, I don't really know, but it's like it's one of those early MCCs. As well as that, we have like when Sands of Time is back in MCC 15, they do that as a fourth game or something.
Yes, it's the earliest it's been, I believe.
Yeah, it's
the third game, yeah.
Yeah, earliest. But yeah, what do you think about it actually, on how it is 1.5 multiplier?
I just think it's a giant game that gives loads of points, and I think it's just that you can't have an effect on the other teams, so that's very competitive. So in like survival games, which might have been lost, it wasn't, because to get to the other side was you can have such an effect on the other teams. You can basically wipe out a team aggressively at the start and they get no points. So I think that's the main thing for it. I was predicting it to be like 7th or 6th. So it being being third was a huge shock. The fact it had like very little coins. It says, I say very little, but there was still a team that got 1,100 more than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't really matter in the end.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I'm just glad it was in the event, if I'm honest. I'm always worried it will get
like we got like what Sapnap like not voting it for 2 events straight, dude. Come on, man. It's a staple at this point, and we skip for 2 events, and thank God we are back again with Sands of Time. I just hope that the game is played. That's all. Like I don't care about the multiplier. Just play the game, and I want to see the strategies that they have. Like really, really. I would say.
Yeah, that's always great, and like I watched Aqua this time. On Sands of Time, because I, as I say before, I try and go from team to team on each one. And I was like, oh, Aqua's the best Sands of Time. They weren't. It was Cyan.
It was Cyan.
But I was like, oh, they're using Kratzy as the timekeeper. That's strange. But more and more I think about it, it was genius. So it's really great to see the different people, the different strategies. I have a controversial strategy, which is no Sandkeeper, and like an exchanging system where you basically, one person comes back, one person goes, one person comes back, one person goes, so I'd like to see that implemented at one point. Whether or not they do that, I can only ever see it maybe being in a 5-up team, because he's always got the aggressive strategies. We'll see, but yeah, I think that might be the most OP one, and I'd like to see that adopted more.
Because the thing is that's a very, very risky strategy. I also think of that as well when I think about Sands of Time strategies, like just have rotating Sandkeepers once in a while. And
yes, definitely,
it's a risky play, but it is so rewarding. And I think maybe some of the testers may use that strategy in their own time.
I definitely want to ask a tester if they've done that.
But maybe they did it, but we can't ask us, NDA. So so yep. Now let's talk about Sky Battle, actually. And there's one player who is very, very dominant in the Sky Battle scene, and that's FireBreathMan.
Yes.
FireBreathMan casually bridged to the center at the end of the game, and he got so many kills. And he won the first round. Mad. It was so mad. And one of his plays is, just a mob grinder type deal. Putting a block in on top and then just kill 2 line players. But what do you think about that actually on FireBreathMan in Sky Battle generally?
I loved how well Blue did. I'm so glad they proved me wrong, and obviously the Reddit and so on. A quick shout out to Amesy getting 9th and to get to the other side. That's insane. But the funny thing is, right, in that first Sky Battle, FireBreathMan goes, "Nah, I'm not really that good at bridging." Before it starts, and then he just casually bridges to the middle with no one stopping him, and manages to get two kills on Jojo, and I forget who the other one was, but they were definitely very strong, and it was just like, yep, that's FireBreathMan. That's why FireBreathMan's in the event.
Yeah,
he's gonna be incredible. I'm slightly. I think maybe we might see Purple being a tiny bit better than him.
Yeah, like
yeah. And you got so many people doing well. Obviously, a lot of people didn't believe in that team, but it did very well, and I think that's down to his style of leadership as well. He was definitely like, "Yep, we can do this," and they were all on board. And I think that's just some of the best teamwork we've seen ever.
Yeah,
and big ups to them all.
Yeah, because the thing is that you don't underpredict that team. You have FireBreathMan, you have people who have been in event for so goddamn long, and they are so dedicated. Shobo and Elena, they're just good at the video game, and AMC with sense of time in those games as well, and maybe some movement as well. That team is strong in a way.
Yeah, and, I mean, not I couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it.
Well, no, I like argued with myself, and I realized after this event that my predictions have become very much like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use logic, and there is no logic to MCC.
Yeah,
Just gotta go for. You gotta go for the craziest things, and that definitely is what I'm gonna take forward as well, because Blue. That's what Blue have done. They've just exploded my mind, basically.
Yeah, I think like also like my predictions, my top 3 predictions actually, it was green, yellow, and red.
Yep.
Abbreviated. Like
I luckily I predicted green and yellow to do quite badly. Yellow, sorry, green and red to do quite badly. But I did have yellow coming second, and so
it's just like, George, why are you in the Bahamas?
Definitely.
Come on. But speaking of George, let's talk about To Get to Her Side a bit before we move on to we go back to other games. To Get to Her Side, there was, I'll say this, so many controversial discussion when it comes to George in To Get to Her Side. And what are your thoughts actually about that when George BMs people a bit in the majority of the rounds in To Get Her Side?
So I'm not going to be too faced about it. I'm not going to do anything like that. Yeah. I think it's fine as long as he's not targeting anyone, right? So we've seen Tubbo and Tommy do it. We've seen other people do it. Before. In fact, in Crown Quest, which we'll talk about later, there's a bingo round, but there was you could punch people. It wouldn't do damage, but you could it would do damage, but it wouldn't like take any of their hearts. So they couldn't die, but you could punch people. And I was the most toxic thing ever because I can't play bingo. I don't know any of the recipes, so I just went around punching people, and I didn't target anyone. And it became a big thing, and I apologized. So for me, it's just part of the parcel. He wasn't going to win. They sort of picked to get to the other side so that Purple would get as high a score as possible, and he did. So I respect it. Obviously, George had a probably disappointing event, but it's his first one back in a while. Yeah. He isn't with Dream anymore. Dream's not in the event. So I liked his chemistry with Gumi and Snifferish. That was definitely they were so chaotic, and then you just got Purple who's just being incredible as always. Yeah.
The thing about George is that it's just, again, at the end of the day, I think Pete said it right in the event as well. MCC is just like one of the for fun events in the Minecraft space. And like people have fun. People sometimes have fun in their own ways, and people also have their right to be upset. You can see like false symmetry. She didn't finish Badlands as she was upset because of George punching. That's completely fine in her part. At the end of the day, though, it's all about how people enjoy the event as a whole.
I think also you got all the crowd that are behind everyone. So Twitter is a horrible place.
Oh yeah, of
course. as I've tried to document in a recent video, same with the Reddit.
Yeah.
I documented the sexism that's in MCC.
Yeah.
So it's just a horrible place where there's people upset at George. There's going to be people upset that False got annoyed, and that's it's just one of the things that come with the thing, and it's a for fun. It's a silly event. Obviously, George wasn't like, "Yep, I'm going to screw over this team." He was just like, "I want to stop the last player winning the thing." So it's that sort of thing. And as I say, I've always loved it when Tubbo and Tommy have done it in the past, so I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, it's just a coin. It's just coin and cloud, and also as a space.
It's a coin and False won.
And False and she won. That's like.
And she did amazingly. It was the last clip, right? Because I find the clip of the winning shot for my video, and it's just the fact she's like, "Yep, that's what I should have been doing already." Yeah. She was so like, despite how long it went on, as soon as she got it, she was like, "Yep, that's it. I should have got that already," and that was so epic to see.
Yeah, it's like
she's just like, "I'm that good," and I love False and Dodgeball. It's so good.
Seriously good. Like at the end of the day, MCC Minecraft tournament for fun. Coin cloud plays on Wiki, plays on Reddit, top 10 plays in various other MCC channels and etc. But at the end of the day, it's just a Minecraft event. Just enjoy it. People can be upset. People can be they can express their opinions about MCC.
Yeah,
it's completely fine.
Obviously, if George has stopped them from getting into Dodgeball, maybe it'd be a big thing.
Now that's another story as well. Yeah,
but then, as soon as to get to the other side was picked, it was pretty much guaranteed that they were in Dodgeball. Luckily, so.
Oh yeah, like cause to get to the side at the end of the day, that's a safe game. That's from what I think.
No points at all.
Yeah, I think I mentioned in the winners analysis as well. Like if they choose survival games, if they do bad in it, that's it.
And people will target them as well.
Of course.
Because I think Cyan was way ahead. So for me, it was like
they're gonna target Cyan.
If I was one of those teams, I don't know. I know it got obviously flamed and so on.
Yeah.
Survival games. So that's one of the reasons. But if I was every other team, I'd be going for survival games because they could just all pile in on Cyan.
Yeah.
Because there was so many. It was so close in between third and like eighth. That any of them could have made it if survival games was picked, but there you go. I mean, I'm sure Aqua. I've been saying the wrong team. Would have been fine because they are very good Minecraft players and fully deserving of the win. But so that's sort of the survival games. I was sure it was going to be survival games. I was actually sure it wouldn't be grid runners. I thought it would be to get to the other side and then survival games. But that's how it happens.
That's how it happens. And speaking about grid runners though, let's talk about grid runners.
Okay.
So it's one of the games that I didn't highlight in the best bits video. There's a good reason why. No good moments.
No.
It's all about
is just
people are so focused on the game that I just like can't recall any of the best bits ever. Maybe except for people finishing, that's all. But anyway though, we're gonna talk about Aqua in Grid Runners. They are just so good at problem solving. You can see H-Bomb as well. H-Bomb is a type of person who learns by picture, learns by image, and can see him dominating a lot in Push-Up Park, the last map, the last game, the last room.
Yes, yep.
And
oh god, it's awful, that room.
it's awful for like most of the teams, because the thing is that it requires communication.
Yeah.
Some players do not have.
Did you see
Yeah.
Red go from second to ninth
Really?
in that room? They went from second to ninth just because of that room.
Oh no!
And you look at like 5UP's great at communicating, and it's
Yeah.
just like, well, and Eric's very calm all the time and very level-headed.
Yeah.
So just the fact they went so far down.
That's surprising
amazing.
actually. Like, cause the thing is, Push Up Park, yes, it is a one of those rooms like Slime Push, Icy River.
Yeah, oh my worst. I hate those the slime ones.
Slime Push is you need to know micro mechanics. Icy River,
Yeah.
there's a trick.
Also the one where they climb the tower and you have to press the buttons for the parkour. Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Grid Runners is more stressful than any other game.
it's really stressful because you are rushing with time as well.
Definitely.
That's the point. That's the way as well, because you have that adrenaline already. Like, oh yeah, first room go, second room go. Those are the not always, commonly the rooms that are featured earlier in the event.
Yes.
Like MCC 16, 17, etc. like that. There are rooms that are featured, but then you come to the later rooms, and you're just like, what the heck is going on? Like,
I think also this event they struck nicely, right? Because that final room was so hard. So all the other rooms were relatively easy. Obviously, you had the Trident one, which may have been a bit difficult, but as long as you understand Trident, it was fine. So the fact the last room just caught everyone off guard because it was so much harder.
yeah.
But if you actually think about it, it's quite easy. But it's just when you first get there, and you have to understand a completely new thing. And I think the whole of Aqua, just the communication skills they had was perfect for it. And
it was perfect. Yeah, even though they they struggled a bit for like the first 30 seconds, but then like H-Bomb's like, okay, this is how you do it. Let's just see it. And I think like Aqua, that's why Aqua is superior in that game, because they have that communication, they have that chemistry earlier as well in MCC 28. Like, that team is just like vibes and just like trying to get through quickly and just problem solvers, really problem solvers at the end of the day. And I think that's why that game is so crucial for them to win.
I can't actually remember the team I watched. I've maybe it was Antfrost's team.
Could be.
I think they did all right.
Yeah, they did all right. Yeah.
But they took ages on that final one as well. It was like 2-3 minutes. So it just goes to show that the fact that it only took them 30 seconds and they just had such great. Yep, here's how we do it. You go there, and it was brilliant.
It's just brilliant problem solving skills from the team alone. Seriously good. And you can look like when the scores are running down, the lap times. God, this is just the difference is just, my God, 30 seconds, 1 minute gap between like some teams is just so bizarre. At the end of the day, really bizarre. But yeah, overall though, this event is really one of the best ones, to say the least. I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was definitely one of my favorites overall. There was so many good stuff in it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was a crazy event.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, it also shows that MCC is like in a very balanced state now. Even though Sky Battle scoring, even though that is an issue, but at the end of the day, MCC that's a seriously a fun event. And also like Aqua Solos, nobody's in the top 10, and they are excel in team games.
Yes,
which is the core,
huge.
Which is the core of MCC.
I think it was 26 where everyone in the top 10 was in a different team, bar 5UP and Sapnap. I think they were the only ones on the same team. So it's just getting better and better. I think it's so balanced nowadays. And I love the work Scott's doing. He gets a lot of stick and unfairly so because he's so good at it. Like I saw people being like, "Oh," again being like, "Oh, he gave himself the best team." No one I saw predicted Cyan getting first. No,
Yeah.
I did not see one Cyan first prediction. I saw third was pretty much the meme one.
Yeah.
He's so good at bouncing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Really, really good at balancing. One more thing though, let's talk about this as well, and it's a controversial one. Jojosolos.
Yes.
That's like, I'm gonna say this right now. MCC, this regardless of any gender, regardless of any sexuality, people could pop off. People could have their
Yes.
top performances, and they have to be measured equally, despite anything else. You can see, like, I consider JoJo as an S tier. Really, she's
Yes.
really good at the game. But sometimes there are those people who are just not it. Like, cause the thing about the community, the MCC, the not MCC, but in general in the gaming community, it's a
Yes,
problem.
that's the biggest thing.
It's a problem where
It's such
people
a big
disregarded,
issue.
yeah, people disregarded female performances, like plenty of times, and MCC proves that it should not be disregarded by any means. You got top female players, Jojosolos, Hannah a little bit as well, and
Sylvie's just got better
yeah,
and better.
yeah,
Sylvie's amazing story.
yeah, and it's just those three players, and also other female players as well.
There's so many of the female players. It goes so deep, like to a sports level,
Yeah,
beyond gaming. You know all these. You get female footballers don't get the praise they deserve, or soccer players, depending where you're from.
yeah,
All these sort of types of any athlete from the Olympics as well. All this sort of stuff. There's definitely just this whole awful situation,
yeah,
which is just misogynistic. It's daunting
yeah,
to deal with, but you have to
yeah,
because well, it's not daunting. What I mean is, it's just being ignored, right?
yeah,
It gets
exactly.
too ignored. Jojo has always been a good player. I knew
Yeah,
she'd get, but as soon as Jojo and Purple entered the events, I started calling them S tiers because they were so good. And she got the weird first place that the Reddit needs you to get to be considered an S tier,
yeah,
and then people still didn't. And then I remember in 28, she got third place, and it was so insane. Like Illumina and Purple had just some of the best ever results, and
yeah,
she got third, and she was sort of just wisped, and not like third by miles away. She got 3,000 points,
yeah,
and she was just sort of wisped under the carpet, and it's so awful. And yeah, all the from Shubble being just constantly doubted despite
yeah,
so much experience to Hannah being just sick at the game. Just incredible. That one of my favorite moments in MCC is just her survival games where she gets
oh yeah,
like
that's
7 kills.
7 kills.
Her first ever survival games. I use that clip all the time. And yeah, it's and yeah, Sylvie getting so much better.
Seriously.
Sylvie was
Yeah,
Sylvie was definitely one of the weaker in quotation marks because I don't think there's any weak players.
yeah,
And now Sylvie is just someone to be reckoned with, and I think they just have to be talked about
yeah,
as equals, and I don't understand why they're not.
yeah. But yeah, it's. I would say this. People, regardless of any gender, regardless of any sexuality or any other things, I gonna say it once again. They should be treated equally. We should not have
Yes.
high standards despite any genders. Like, just, treat people equally. That's all. That's all we want for the gaming community. And it proves, like, from that Reddit post, that JoJo post, it's just a little bit upsetting. Seriously, not a little bit, seriously upsetting to see how
Yes.
why there's two people in that community, in our community actually, who are still talking about something like this.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. On a lighter note, though, again, MCC 29, MCC is a great event. Seriously a great event.
So good.
And it proves so many like other people in the event that don't like, some people do not have a platform to show up their skills, and MCC is also their platform to show their skills. And I love seeing all those plays moments and bonding moments, as well as also top performances like JoJo's series, FireBreathMan, all that concept, all the people in the tournament. What do you think MCC Scuffed would be?
I just think it's going to be crazy. I have no idea what it's going to be. I'm half expecting, and this will affect both you and me. Oh, yeah. As you know, it's a panic whenever teams come out. Oh, yeah. I think they're just going to do it the morning of, and I'll cry because I won't be able to put a video out. And I just think it's going to be just stupid rubbish all the event, and I can't wait, because that's what they should do. I think that's a great idea. I can't wait to see them just add like anyone into the event. They can just add a crazy amount of people. I'm expecting maybe I have a common joke on my channel that Barack Obama should play MCC. And whilst I'm not expecting that, I'm expecting some sort of weird person you never expect to see. So I can't wait. I can't wait. And the fact it's on April 1st is perfect as well.
Yeah, if the teams are announced on the day, no team intros.
Oh god, I would.
No teams overview. It's gonna be me talking to like a screen for the next hour before the main event. So it's I was like,
oh, it'll come out this Thursday, Friday, and then I was like, oh my god, maybe they'll post it next Thursday and Friday, and it'll only be one day. And then I was like, it'll be literally on the day. We're gonna have it on the day.
Throwback to MCC 1. MCC 1, they announced it like on Saturday and Sunday, and it's like
yes, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's not that great of the thing, but hey, it's just I can't wait for MCC Scuffed. Like seriously, it's just like there's so many possibilities of what the event could be. I mean, what if you consider like MCC 30 or like canon events? You expect something, like you expect balanced teams, you expect perfectly good games, maybe a little bit of weird scoring in there, but MCC Scuffed, anything could happen. Really, anything could happen.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Oh, I imagine if they mess with the scoring, that'd be so funny.
Like, just one times every game, or just do the block wars thing. Like 2.5 game 7, 3. Yeah, it's just anything can happen in MCC.
Yeah.
Scuffed.
Definitely.
So yeah. Other than MCC though, we're gonna talk about your competitive events that you partake. we're gonna start off from the top, shall we? But yeah, so you have participated in so many other Minecraft events as well, alongside doing other analysis of MCC. Let's start out with one first. Your first event, 100 Heroes.
Oh god, I love 100 Heroes so much.
So
you go ahead.
So first of all, what's 100 Heroes?
Okay, so 100 Heroes is basically a speedrunning event type deal, tournament. It's unlike any other event, and that's why I think I love it so much. You have 1 heart, you're in a team of 4, and your idea is to get to the end and kill the Ender Dragon. You're against 10 other teams of 4, and you're all trying to kill the Ender Dragon as quick as possible. There's some edits to make it quicker. For example, you only need 1 Eye of Ender each to get into the end, so that's an extra thing that's added on. So instead of getting 8 to get into the portal, you only need 1 each, and then there's a portal at spawn. So there's different tactics that come from that. Like last event, I was on a team of 3 because someone had to drop out. Mm-hmm. We still managed to get to the end because we still managed to get 2 people to the end, because you get 2 of your people just Ender Pearls. We managed to get 2 of our people Ender Pearls with me just messing around doing nothing basically. And we managed to get in. We obviously didn't win, but we almost got there. And I just think Wade, who runs it, and all the staff there are excellent. They're so lovely, and the teams I've been on are so lovely as well, and so nice. And I've met some wonderful people from that event. I think it's just a wholesome event. I haven't had any bad experiences with anyone in the event. Even I met Rice of No Time, not Rice of No Time, Rice from that event.
Yeah.
And he TP'd to me in the last one, and now we have like a mini rivalry, and it's just the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
But he's lovely, and just everyone I've met from that has been wonderful. And not to say I haven't met anyone from any other event that haven't been wonderful, but it was my first one. It's got a special place in my heart because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to them for they invited me. So it was so lovely.
Yeah. It's really nice, like, meet so many people, and it's also your first event, and it's like,
Yes,
that event, was it that chaotic?
it is just it's utter, because you just go and punch people and they die. So half of my thing is I just want to go around punching people so they die. That's all I want to do because I've got one heart. So you can't make, like, that would seem toxic, right? But they could just punch you and you die.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just that. It's just chaotic, and you can go and annoy people. You can go and actually try hard, go speed run to the end, all this sort of stuff. It's utterly brilliant, and I appreciate. It's such a good idea, right? As well, I think that's, you got so many events that are very similar to MCC. Obviously, there's changes and so on.
Yeah,
that's unique in its experience. There's obviously a lot of other unique ones as well. As I took part in Block Hunt, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And all this other stuff. But I can't wait for when I think it hopefully comes back May. I believe is the date they're looking for. So I can't wait for that, and I'm gonna have so much fun on it again.
Oh yeah, of course. So we got another event as well that you participated. That
My
event
second
is,
event.
But that event is yeah, it's your second event. Crown Quest.
Yes, Crown Quest. So again, I think I was asked to do Crown Quest, which is such an honor. I think I've got into events by being asked, so that's so nice. Crown Quest, as I say, season 1, my team came last. We were so far last, but that's how I met Twiggy and a bunch of other amazing people, and they were so nice after the event, and I appreciate them so much, because again, I caused a bit of chaos. I didn't do it on purpose, I should say, but it was a little bit of chaos, a little bit of chaos on my half. So I jumped into the next one, and again, so brilliant. And again, it's a different format, so they have very different games to a lot of these other tournaments. It's there's the hunt, which is basically a bit like Call of Duty or Valorant or whatever. There's one where you basically have to hide from the what's the new mob in Minecraft called? The Warden.
The Warden.
There's
oh
that
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
That's a brilliant one. And then in the middle, instead of having breaks, right, you have quests. So
quests.
You go off and do weird quests in the lobby, which is huge, and that gets you extra points. And then the thing I really love is it isn't just like the top 2 go into a final. In Crown Quest, all 10 of you go into a final, and you're given as many coins as you basically earned through the tournament to go and buy stuff for the finale, which is a giant basically battle royale at the end.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things I've done in that before is I've gone, and this is a strategy I devised, is I die basically because I'm getting better. I've not been the best at PvP, and this worked perfectly the first event. I died. I basically gave all my coins to my team so they'd be a bit better, and then I just die, and I can just hover around making sure they stay out of battles, and in the most recent Crown Quest, well, it's canon because I was in a practice tournament and won that. So that doesn't count. In the most recent one, the team that came last actually won the event. And I think that's just brilliant. I just love that so much. That's obviously some people might hate that if you're really competitive, but again, I just think it's genius way to change the format.
Yeah, cause like there's so many Minecraft events nowadays, and I think like Crown Quest is an example of how to twist things up a bit, even though and just keeping the core of like, oh yeah, it's a Minecraft event and it's unique in its own way, and I think I like that, like getting quests, doing quests between games as well as the battle royale style type game.
Yeah, I have to shout out RVM3, who's the creator and sort of owner of that event, because again, brilliant guy, just so lovely, and the fact he again caused chaos in that first one, and he was just like, yeah, you were great. It was no sweat, So some people may take that as just me being an awful person, which I wasn't trying to do. So yeah, great community there.
Yeah, really.
Great staff, and so again.
Yeah, and lastly, in your events, we have one more event that is an upcoming one actually. Minecraft Mayhem.
This one's
how many season now is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's sort of it's doing a little bit of a reboot.
Oh
currently. So they're getting a lot more of the creators involved.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy because we talked about him already. But I will be going up against FireBreathMan. Which is, oh my god, I'm a Wolfie, and I've done a few events with It's Eagles Piggles, but then Nukeray, who I'm a big fan of, Prince Zam. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Greninja.
Oh god, there's so many top players.
My girlfriend as well, Debbie Morales. So that was one. So back in, I think it was January, someone messaged me going, you should join this event. So I messaged the owner, went, hey, I've been told to join this. Are you down? And they were like, yeah. And they gave me the date, and I couldn't do it because it was one of my family members' birthdays.
Oh yeah.
So I said, okay, I promise you, I will be in a future event. So I came to them because they created. They were like, yep, we're doing the next event. I went, put me in, and he's again so lovely. Yeah. I really love event owners. If you can't tell, they're all really nice people. So shout out to Solomon G for just again being a lovely person. He put me in. Yeah, I'm against my girlfriend. I'm in a pretty strong team that have like event experience. So hopefully that's going to be sick. I'm going on a hardcore training arc for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get really a lot better at Minecraft because the whole thing has been I'm rubbish at Minecraft. But I think you've seen over the last few months of MCCI, I've got so much better. I used to play on mouse pad. That's how I used to play Minecraft.
Really?
So I've only recently started playing with an actual mouse and all this sort of stuff. So it's going to be huge, and I've learned sprint hit critting and so on. So
yeah, it will be fun.
I'm really excited.
It will be fun for you.
I want to try my hardest. I want to try my best.
Yeah, really. So what is the date for your Minecraft Mayhem debut?
So it's 1st of April, and it will be 6 p.m. BST.
Yeah.
So because it'll be British summertime at that point. So it'll just be before MCC, and I believe it will just end hopefully around when MCC starts. So if you want to, I'll be streaming on YouTube because it's a big deal.
It really is. But 6 p.m.
So
6 p.m. BST, Minecraft Mayhem with Ajax, of course, and yes, it will be fun. It will be fun, and it's an April, and it also takes place in April Fools.
Yes.
So,
Yes. There was a lot of events on April Fools trying to not clash with MCC, and suddenly they all clashed with MCC.
Yeah, like it's just you can't predict MCC time. But hey, 6 p.m. BST, Minecraft Mayhem, indeed. But yeah, speaking of those events, let's talk about like other Minecraft events as well, like Block Wars, Pandora's Box. Which by the way, Block Wars, Pandora's Box, Minecraft Mayhem, that 50 plus people MCC channel, MCC the show, the company behind it. Oh yeah, I think they helped all of them. They helped like all.
I'm not sure it does anything for Minecraft Mayhem.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's the hosting, Inkton.
Oh, maybe they do.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I know they do Block Wars and Pandora's Box.
Those two,
indeed.
Yeah.
I just think it's brilliant.
It's brilliant, actually. Yeah, because the thing is that they are always expanding. Like last time. Okay, let's talk about this 50 plus player MCC, 30 plus whatever I mentioned every single event. Okay, I have anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is that when I say the words MCC highlights and MCC the show, nerves are like, oh yeah, it triggers me a bit. So I started to joke around saying that 30 plus people MCC channel, because those people behind the show, this is so many people, man.
It is. I often think that as well.
Yeah.
Like, how am I meant to compete with them?
How am I going to compete with them?
So talented.
They are freaking great at the thing. The ace race thing, the top plays, and it's just there's a team behind it. Like really, they create awesome content. But it's still I have anxiety because competitiveness and whatever. It's just the instinct of mine. But then I know. I think it was a pizza stream in a Block Wars event.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they mentioned that, oh yeah, there's 50 plus people behind the team.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's
Block Wars
beyond the show as well.
Yeah,
because they obviously they create Pandora's Box and Block Wars as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's slightly bigger than just the show.
Yeah. So then,
but
yeah.
Go ahead.
So then, I just started calling them 50 plus people MCC channel, because why not? I just like to mess around with things. But anyway, going deeper into Block Wars though, what do you like the most about Block Wars, in a way?
I think it's another just really well put together event. I like the fact it feels a bit like, I think someone's put this, there's really no need for MCC the Rising MCC Rising, because it's Block Wars is sort of there.
Yeah.
And Block Wars Origins and so on, and obviously it would be amazing if there was Rising.
Yeah.
But I just think that what they do is it's still unique and really well put together. I look at some of the games, and look what they do and all of sort of the stuff.
Yeah.
It feels it feels exactly like MCC.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a bit smaller and so on. But if people are interested in watching really good players play the game like in MCC, Block Wars is definitely the place for you.
Yeah, really.
There's so many great players, so many it's almost, I'd put it on par with MCC in terms of how great it is.
Yeah, seriously a great event. The thing that I like about Block Wars, even though I don't watch Block Wars a lot, because again, anxiety. Sorry. But the thing that I like about Block Wars is how simple the games is to understand.
Yes, yeah.
That's the thing that is common in Block Wars. And you can see like, okay, extraction, PvP stuff. Why is there a freaking okay.
Alright, mate.
When you talk about Block Wars, it's the simplified game. It got extraction, which is simple. You extract. I think it's extractor points.
Yes.
Yeah. So you capture the points, something like that. You got.
You have to get out, basically, is the idea. You
yeah.
PvP, and then whoever can get out gets out. You can't just rush the extraction zone.
yeah.
You're likely to die that way.
Oh yeah, of course. And also like move. You move.
Yep. Move's great. Yep.
Yeah, and then party.
Race.
You race. Like those, like, and then also like construction. Construction is speed builders, but the thing is that it is so simple that you understand it.
Construction's so fun.
Yeah, it's so simple you understand it immediately, and that's what Block Wars is unique. The uniqueness comes from how simple the game is, and it's like, and it enables how competitive would that be? How can I phrase it? It enables the competitiveness behind it, cause like how simple and how like it practices raw skills of some players. So I like the event. Seriously like the event when it comes to that. But we have Pandora's box. Now I do not know about the event much, so
it's been on a hiatus.
Yeah,
it's been on a big hiatus.
It's been on hiatus, but what is it actually?
Again, you're asking the wrong person.
You're asking the wrong person. But
it's been a while since
it's been way too long. Let's see. Pandora's box. Okay. Pandora's box. Minecraft.
What I know most about it though is just everyone talks so highly about it, which I think is amazing. Everyone's so excited for the new tournament.
Oh yeah.
Which it looks, again, it's such an amazing thing for the community just to have so much excitement into an event. I think for me that's a big, and again it's introducing people like Dog Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
All these sort of people that are amazing and incredible, like Lockie. That's actually I'm pretty sure how I originally came across Lockie. All this sort of stuff into like the wider be known area, and that's just huge for me. I think it's so fun. Obviously Lockie won, so I've always been hyped about that.
Yeah. So from what I see, it's similar to MCC in a way, but I think the games are decided by something else actually. I'm not so sure about it. It's 8 teams of 4, from what I see. Complete 8 games as usual, and then I think at the end they also be in a good old Colosseum fight battle.
Colosseum, yes.
As well, and I think from the looks of things, it's actually a good solid event actually. Like,
wow, I've only ever seen people talk so highly about it, so I literally can't wait to see it take place.
Yeah, I also can't wait to see like how with more Minecraft events and more 50+ people MCC channel influence the thing. Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, I just can't wait for like more Minecraft events and just dominating the entire space, because it's just popping off, I would say.
Yes,
and it makes
definitely
the game have its longevity.
There's so many other small ones. Minecraft Showdown, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, Minecraft Showdown.
I know Pixel Playoffs is having its first event. Minecraft Mania.
Yeah.
All these sort of Fruit Wars had one event.
Fruit Wars, yeah.
I got locked in a box. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on the community that's wonderful to see, and just more and more events that are just tournaments as well. As I talked about earlier, I was in Block Hunt. That was incredible, really silly. I was with Nebula and Lockie and so on, and that was great.
Yeah, really.
And it's just a really good time in the Minecraft community. You get a lot of rubbish about it's dying in Minecraft, but I think honestly it's as strong as ever.
It's actually
because
yeah,
of the people within it making it stronger. I think it's getting bigger and bigger in a way.
yeah.
And we all know Minecraft just respawns constantly.
Minecraft,
It go,
of course, yeah,
everyone was like after its original release and original popularity, it'll never come back, and then 2020 happens and it's massive again.
yeah, yeah. Again, those events they keep the longevity of the game, and I think MCC, Block Wars, Pandora's Box, Minecraft Mayhem, Crown Quest, every single event out there in Minecraft space helps makes keeping Minecraft alive as a whole.
Yes.
Other than that, though, we have two things that we need to talk about you. Let's start off
Oh yeah.
with Originals SMP. This SMP, what is it, and why was it?
So the Originals was originally a Minecraft server. This was before I met a lot of the people on it. Where basically it's the Origins mod.
Oh yeah.
And there's loads of people that have superpowers, and they have like a lore going throughout it. It's very SMP, stuff, and it's done by so many amazing people, and they added so many amazing people in. People like Saru is in it. Let me make sure I actually get everyone right that makes the event or makes the SMP, because they're just wonderful, and it's the reason I got into it is because they had the Christmas SMP.
Oh yeah.
And I was invited to that, and that was original. Bumpy Jake, Saru, Wilby, Ferg, Punkin. That was the 5. And then there's other people doing stuff, and I know so many amazing people from it. I've met so many amazing people. Little pictures, pros. Debbie Source. I've met Debbie through that. Joe of all time. There's so many amazing. Rosalie, Soup. I could keep going on and on, so I won't. But basically, the idea is that you have a power, an origin, and you sort of make your own destiny from that. And there's lore that's sort of secret going throughout, and it gets bigger and bigger. And I'm so happy to be invited. You should watch, because it is utter chaos. So
yeah, I heard.
I can say the first time I played, right, was you have to pick your origin as you lock in, and as I'm picking my origin, Chilzo and Lol King, who are 2 people on it, and Debbie was there, but Debbie feigns innocence, pushed me into the Nether portal, which meant my origin got picked for me. And this was I also got a raid from Rosalie at that same time. It was just pure chaos, so silly and exciting, and just wow. So I got the human origin, which no one wants, because you literally have powers.
Yeah.
So we had to eventually get someone to come in to give me my inchling origin, which I find it very funny, being a little guy just causing chaos. You should watch it, just because everyone on there is such a lovely person who is also just great at making content. We're all funny, we're all imaginative, we all make amazing content. So definitely, if you haven't, check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, you should check it out as well. Originals SMP, like those are a chaotic bunch indeed. And
yes, we are chaotic as hell.
seriously, like Origins mod enables so much content opportunities, and it's like you got those mash up like chemistry as well. Like, oh yeah, this origin and this origin is like trying to mash together, and it's so fun, and it's so chaotic to see like those interactions and such. Yeah.
Yes.
One last thing though, let's talk about JackSucksAtLife.
Oh, my boy.
The man, the legend. And I'm gonna say this. I'll say he's also like my childhood a little bit. My childhood, because he used to do like factions
Yes,
thing.
I remember factions so much.
Prison server, then he leads on to more YouTube-y stuff, like YouTube play buttons, YouTube watch channels and that. What do you like most about JackSucksAtLife in general?
So back in like it must have been 2014, early 2014, maybe 2013 even. My friend was like, "Oh, JackSucksAtLife plays survival games on this server."
Yeah.
So we went on, and he was playing survival games, and so I subscribed to his channel, right, and started watching him, and just utterly fell in love with his humor
Yeah.
and who he is as a person. The type of content he's made has completely changed. So it was Minecraft, and he was called JackSucks of Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
And it kept rolling. He changed to more life stuff. I've been in so many of his videos under not the Ajax name.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was his longest running channel member for ages. I
Mm.
got so much of his merch. I've met him twice. He recognized me the second time. It was the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah. Of course.
He knew my name. So I literally watched every single one of his videos from 2013 till 2022. So like summer 2022.
Yep.
Where just the clips channels sort of took over, and I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
But I still watch as much as I can from Jack, because he's just, I don't know, more than any other YouTuber, that there's just that connection. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, bring a bit British schoolboy. I loved KSI,
Yeah.
and I still watch the Sidemen and so on. Tommy In It. I've watched every Tommy In It video possible. Technoblade. I adore as well. But I just, it's that connection I have with him. The fact I've been there so long.
Yeah.
It's parasocial, right? And I don't ever do this. He feels like my friend, right? And I understand he isn't. But because I'm an adult, I know he isn't. But it still feels nice to watch his videos, just sort of chill out. It's a nice, happy place.
Yeah, and also like he's knowledgeable in like YouTube things as well, and I think like it's also interesting. Those videos are also like interesting in a way as well, and I think he's our child.
It's crazy.
He's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he's gone from playing Minecraft to literally just the fact he has PewDiePie's play button.
Yeah.
Is actually just insane.
He's really insane, and he's like dedicated towards like growing his YouTube channel to be like more and more in the mainstream as well. And that 10 years video that you made, really it encapsulates that a lot in a way.
Yes, in 7 minutes, which is obviously an L to me, because I not much money off it because of YouTube. Jack should have taught me that 8 minutes is definitely the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's spun off. I did videos very early in my career, as when I was doing the Dream SMP stuff, called The Legend of Tommy In It and The Genius of Wilbur, and those are two of my favorite videos. And similarly to the Jack one, they got no views. Which is fine. They're two amazing videos. Obviously, it's a lot different. I have a lot worse of quality and so on.
Yeah.
But I think that's some of my best editing, and that's sort of what inspired me with my editing going forward and the MCC stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually had that video 2 years ago. I was like, when he celebrated his 8th year, I was like, I'm gonna make a 10-year Jack one video. So that video's been in the plan for 2 years. Because he's so good, and I'm glad I'm glad he watched it.
Yeah.
He's exploded my channel for a bit. There was that night I got about 500 subscribers, so that was mental.
Oh yeah.
Slowly working my way to 4K suddenly to be on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just so grateful to him and to everything he's actually just like given me in terms of content creation as well. Like, he's a big inspiration.
I have a lot of inspirations. He's definitely one of the biggest.
Yeah, and I'll say this as well. Every Minecraft content creator, every people have re-inspired from them, and I think that they also have influences as well. And I think Jack Sucks at Life, Jack himself, Jack Master Sucks at Life, pursuit moment. Yeah, yeah, he's our childhood, and he inspires more like all of us here in in the Minecraft space, and also newer generations as well.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, so that's all we have actually. Yeah. An hour and a half of recording session, a casual one. Thank you so much again. Like seriously, thank you so much for the very first recording actually for like MCC Live Show Behind the Dome, as like a proper guest episode, as well as of course overtime where we talk about things and such. But hey,
thank you for having me on so much. This is. It's been an honor. It's been an honor.
Seriously, like I've been thinking this for way too long as well. Even like at the start of season 3 of MCC Live Show as well, I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, there's gonna be 2 series. There's Evolution, and there's the other one that I didn't reveal because I'm not so sure about if I'm gonna do it or not. And here it is now. It's MCC Live Show Overtime. But anyway, though, thank you so much for joining me here in Overtime and Behind the Dome. And yeah, there will be more videos as well in the future, hopefully, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah. Alrighty, that is all we have for Overtime. So be sure to stick around. Every guest episode, if there's a guest, there's of course Overtime. So that is all. Thank you so much for watching or listening, whatever you do, and of course keep on watching and listening to Duechayapol. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Peace.